Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of extraordinary individuals, seeking to understand the intricacies of their character and the events that shaped them. Today, we turn our attention to Steve McQueen, a man whose name has become synonymous with coolness, rebellion, and a unique blend of toughness and vulnerability. Born on March 24, 1930, in Beech Grove, Indiana, Steve McQueen's early life was marked by challenges and instability, which would later influence his rugged individualism and unyielding spirit. As we explore the formative years of this iconic figure, let us begin with his family background. Steve's mother, Julia Ann Crawford, was a young woman from a modest farming family in Indiana, while his father, William McQueen, was a stunt pilot who abandoned the family when Steve was just 8 months old. This early abandonment would have a profound impact on Steve's life, shaping his perceptions of trust, loyalty, and the importance of male role models. Julia Ann, struggling to make ends meet, would eventually remarry, but her relationship with Steve's stepfather, Claude, was tumultuous, and the family moved frequently during Steve's childhood. Growing up in a series of foster homes and institutions, Steve's childhood was far from idyllic. He spent time at the Boys Republic in Chino, California, a reform school that would later serve as a backdrop for one of his most memorable film roles. It was during these tumultuous years that Steve developed a strong sense of self-reliance and a rebellious streak, often finding himself at odds with authority figures. At the age of 9, Steve was sent to live with his great-uncle, Claude's brother, on a farm in Slater, Missouri, where he learned to ride horses and develop a love for the outdoors. Despite the difficulties he faced, Steve's natural charisma and restless energy drew people to him. He found solace in activities like racing and mechanics, which would become lifelong passions. In 1947, at the age of 17, Steve enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, seeking structure and a sense of belonging. His time in the Marines had a profound impact on his life, teaching him discipline and providing a foundation for his future success. During his 3-year tenure, Steve was stationed in Japan and China, where he began to develop an interest in acting, participating in theater productions and radio shows. The historical context of Steve's early years is also noteworthy. The United States was still reeling from the aftermath of World War II, and the country was undergoing significant social and cultural changes. The rise of suburbanization, the growth of the middle class, and the emergence of new forms of entertainment, such as television and rock and roll, would all have a profound impact on Steve's generation. His struggles with abandonment, instability, and authority would later inform his acting choices and define his on-screen persona. The seeds of his future success were sown in these formative years, as he developed a strong work ethic, a passion for adventure, and an unwavering commitment to his craft. As Steve transitioned from his time in the Marines to the entertainment industry, he began by studying acting at the neighborhood playhouse in New York City. It was here that he honed his craft under the tutelage of renowned instructor Sanford Meisner, whose technique emphasized living truthfully in the moment. This approach would later become a hallmark of Steve's naturalistic acting style. Steve's breakthrough role came in 1958 with the film Somebody Up There Likes Me, where he played the lead alongside Paul Newman. Although the part was relatively small, Steve's performance caught the attention of critics and industry professionals alike. His rugged charm and undeniable screen presence paved the way for future opportunities. One of Steve's most iconic roles came in 1963 with The Great Escape, a World War II epic directed by John Sturges. Steve played the part of Captain Virgil Hiltz, a rebellious and resourceful American pilot who becomes embroiled in a daring prison escape. The film's success can be attributed, in part, to Steve's memorable performance, which cemented his status as a leading man. The 1960s were a pivotal time for Steve McQueen, with a string of successful films that solidified his reputation as a Hollywood icon. His portrayal of Frank Bullitt in the 1968 film Bullitt is often cited as one of the greatest performances of his career. The movie's iconic car chase scene, which features Steve behind the wheel of a Ford Mustang Fastback, has become an enduring symbol of coolness and rebellion. Throughout this period, Steve continued to draw upon his early life experiences, infusing his characters with a sense of vulnerability and authenticity. His ability to convey a depth of emotion without resorting to melodrama was a hallmark of his craft, and it resonated deeply with audiences. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, Steve remained committed to his vision, often taking on roles that allowed him to push boundaries and challenge himself creatively. The cultural context of the 1960s also played a significant role in shaping Steve's career. The era was marked by social upheaval, with the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, and the emergence of counterculture all contributing to a sense of tumult and change. Steve's films often reflected this zeitgeist, tackling themes of rebellion, nonconformity, and individualism. As we delve into the later years of his life, we find a man who had established himself as one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, yet was still driven by a passion for creativity and a desire to push boundaries. The 1970s saw Steve taking on a wide range of roles, from the dramatic Papillon to the action-packed The Towering Inferno. In Papillon, Steve played the lead alongside Dustin Hoffman, bringing to life the true story of Henri Charrière, a French convict who escaped from Devil's Island. The film was a critical and commercial success, with Steve's performance earning him an Academy Award nomination. One of the most notable aspects of Steve's career during this period was his willingness to take on unconventional roles and projects. He appeared in films such as Junior Bonner, a drama about a rodeo rider, and The Getaway, a crime thriller directed by Sam Peckinpah. These choices demonstrated Steve's commitment to exploring new creative avenues and challenging himself as an actor. In addition to his film work, Steve was also an avid enthusiast of racing and cars. He competed in numerous events, including the 12 Hours of Sebring and the British Touring Car Championship. His love of speed and machinery was reflected in many of his films, including Le Mans, a documentary-style drama that showcased his own racing skills. As the 1970s drew to a close, Steve began to slow down his pace, taking on fewer projects and focusing more on his personal life. He had married actress Ali MacGraw in 1973, and the couple had a son, Josh, in 1974. However, their marriage was short-lived and they divorced in 1978. Despite his personal struggles, Steve continued to work on select projects, including the 1980 film The Hunter, which would prove to be his final role. The film was a biographical drama about a bounty hunter, and Steve's performance was widely praised by critics. Steve McQueen passed away on November 7, 1980, at the age of 50 due to complications from mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer. His death was met with an outpouring of tributes and condolences from the film industry and fans around the world. In the years since his passing, Steve's legacy has only continued to grow. He remains one of the most iconic and influential actors of all time, with a body of work that continues to inspire new generations of filmmakers and actors. His commitment to his craft, his willingness to take risks, and his unwavering dedication to his vision have left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. That's all for today's Biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.